The 5-minute habit that erases 90% of work stress. You know the feeling. It's 3 p.m. on a Tuesday. Your inbox is a monster, your phone won't stop buzzing, and that big deadline suddenly feels like a 10-ton weight on your chest. Your heart starts pounding. Your thoughts are a runaway train, and you can't seem to grab a single clear idea. It feels like the walls are closing in. That's the physical, visceral sensation of being completely overwhelmed by work stress. What if I told you there's a way out? Not a week-long vacation, but a simple neuroscience-backed trick that takes less time than making a cup of coffee. What if you could flip a switch on your body's stress response? Recent studies from places like Stanford have explored breathing techniques that can significantly improve mood and reduce anxiety in as little as 5 minutes a day. One study found these brief, daily practices help the vast majority of participants feel better and less anxious. This isn't a gimmick. It's a manual override for your own nervous system, and today, I'm going to teach you exactly how to use it. The problem. Why your brain gets stuck in stress mode. So before we flip that switch, we need to understand the wiring. Why does an email from your boss sometimes feel like a genuine life or death threat? The simple answer is, your brain can't always tell the difference. You have this ancient, powerful alarm system running in the background, your amygdala. Its job is to scan for threats. When it spots one, it triggers the famous fight or flight response, flooding your body with adrenaline and cortisol. This was brilliant when the biggest threat was a predator on the savannah. The problem is that ancient alarm hasn't gotten a software update for the modern world. So when a modern threat appears, a critical email, a surprise meeting, that looming deadline, the amygdala often reacts with the same primal force. It doesn't differentiate. It just screams, "Danger!" This activates your autonomic nervous system, which has two settings. First, the sympathetic nervous system. Think of it as the body's gas pedal. When the amygdala sounds the alarm, the gas pedal is floored. Your heart rate skyrockets, your breathing gets shallow, and cortisol floods your system. The second setting is the parasympathetic nervous system. This is your body's brake. Its job is to calm everything down, the rest and digest response. It slows your heart and tells your body the threat has passed. In a balanced system, you'd hit the gas to handle a challenge, then smoothly apply the brake. But the modern workday is a non-stop series of threats, one notification after another. For many of us, the gas pedal is stuck to the floor. We're living in a state of chronic stress, with persistently high cortisol levels that can lead to burnout, anxiety, and that feeling of being perpetually on edge. Feeling overwhelmed isn't a character flaw. It's a biological mismatch. It's your ancient hardware trying to run on modern software. But here's the good news. You can learn to manually hit the brakes. The solution, the 5-minute neuroscience-backed trick. The solution isn't to get rid of stress. It's to get better at managing our response to it. It is about learning to consciously engage your body's built-in calming mechanism, the parasympathetic nervous system. The fastest way to do this is through your breath. Breathing is special because it happens automatically, but we can also control it. This gives us a direct line into our nervous system. By changing your breathing pattern, you can send a powerful signal straight to your brain to shut down the stress response. The key principle, validated by a growing body of research, is the long exhale. When you exhale for longer than you inhale, you stimulate a critical nerve called the vagus nerve. Think of the vagus nerve as a superhighway running from your brain to your major organs. Stimulating it with a long, slow exhale sends a message back to your brain that says, "All clear, the danger has passed, stand down." This is what slams the brake pedal on your nervous system. A recent Stanford study found that a breathing exercise called cyclic sighing, which involves a double inhale followed by a long, extended exhale, was particularly effective at boosting mood and calming the body. Another powerful and perhaps easier to remember technique that uses this same principle is the 4-7-8 method. popularized by Harvard-trained Dr. Andrew Weil. This is what we'll focus on. By using your breath, you are manually overriding your brain's frantic alarm. You're telling your overactive amygdala that the scary email is not, in fact, a saber-toothed tiger. The tutorial, your 5-minute stress eraser, step by step. Knowing the science is great, but applying it is where the change happens. This whole practice takes less than 5 minutes. You can do it at your desk, in your car, or anytime you feel that wave of stress building. Preparation and the mindset shift. First, understand this is an act of intention. You're consciously deciding to shift your state. If you can, find a spot where you won't be interrupted for just a few minutes. Turn your phone over. Close the extra tabs. You're creating a small sanctuary of time for your nervous system to reset. The posture. Sit up straight but not stiff. Rest your feet flat on the floor. Uncross your legs. Let your hands rest gently on your lap and drop your shoulders away from your ears. An upright, open posture signals to your brain that you are in control. The initial exhale. Before you start, you need to empty your lungs. Place the tip of your tongue against the ridge of tissue just behind your upper front teeth. You'll keep it there the whole time. Now exhale completely through your mouth, making a gentle whoosh sound. Get all the air out. The inhale, the 4 count. Now close your mouth and inhale quietly through your nose to a mental count of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Try to breathe down into your belly, not just your chest. This is called diaphragmatic breathing, and it's the most efficient way to breathe. Feel your abdomen expand. Keep the inhale gentle and quiet. The hold, the 7 count. After you've inhaled, hold your breath for a count of 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This pause is not just about holding on. It's about creating a moment of complete stillness. It interrupts the frantic, racing thoughts of a stressed mind and builds focus, preparing your body for the deeply relaxing exhale to come. Step 5. The exhale, the 8 count. Now, exhale completely through your mouth for a count of 8, making that same whoosh sound. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is the magic moment. This extended exhale is the primary trigger for the vagus nerve and your parasympathetic brake system. As you exhale, imagine all the tension and mental noise leaving your body with the air. The length and completeness of this exhale are what make the technique so powerful. Step 6. The repetition and completion. That whole sequence, 4 in, 7 hold, 8 out, is 1 breath. Now without pausing, you're going to repeat it 3 more times, for a total of 4 cycles. Inhale through your nose, 2, 3, 4, hold your breath, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, exhale through your mouth, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and again, and 1 last time. After your 4th cycle, just sit quietly for a moment. Let your breath return to normal. Take 30 seconds to simply notice. What's changed? Feel your pulse. It's likely slower. Notice your thoughts. The storm has probably quieted. You've just reset your nervous. This directly impacts something called heart rate variability, or HRV. You might think a steady, metronomic heartbeat is a sign of health, but it's the opposite. A high HRV, meaning more variety in the time between beats, is a sign that your nervous system is balanced and resilient. It shows your body can rapidly switch between the degas and the debrake as needed. Low HRV is linked to chronic stress and an overactive fight-or-flight response. Studies show that consistent practice of controlled breathing, especially with long exhales, can significantly increase your baseline HRV. This means over time, this habit doesn't just calm you down in the moment, it actually trains your nervous system to be more resilient to future stress. This practice also combats the chemical side of stress. When you're stressed, your adrenal glands pump out cortisol, activating the parasympathetic nervous system through 4 to 7 to 8 breathing acts as a direct counterbalance, signaling your body to stop the cortisol flood. Research has shown that regular breathing practices can lead to a measurable decrease in circulating cortisol levels. And finally, what about your ability to think? When you're stressed, your amygdala hijacks your brain, diverting resources away from your prefrontal cortex, the part responsible for rational thought and decision-making. That's why it's so hard to think clearly when you're panicking. Your thinking brain is offline. By using this breathing to calm the amygdala, you bring your prefrontal cortex back online. It's not just that you feel calmer. You are literally better equipped to think, strategize, and perform at your best. Look, if just learning about this is making you feel a bit calmer, imagine what actually doing it can do. If you're finding this valuable for navigating your own work stress, do me a quick favor and hit that subscribe button. We dive into science-backed tools like this every week to help you thrive, not just survive. Beyond the 5 minutes, building a stress-resilient workday. The 4-7-8 breath is your emergency brake, but its real power is unlocked when it becomes a proactive habit. The goal is to need the emergency brake less often because you're applying smaller, consistent taps on the brake throughout the day. A great way to do this is through habit stacking. Anchor your new 5-minute breathing habit to an existing one. For example, every day before you open your email for the first time, you do 4 cycles. Or, immediately after a tough phone call, you do 4 cycles. Linking the new behavior to a trigger makes it automatic. Once you have that foundation, you can sprinkle in other booster habits that support your nervous system. Booster habit 1. The 2-minute task triage. Remember how the breathing exercise brings your thinking brain back online? Use it. Right after your 5 minutes of breathing, take 2 more to look at your to-do list. Identify just one thing that is truly urgent and important. This act of prioritizing restores your sense of control, which is the perfect antidote to feeling overwhelmed. Booster habit 2. Micro-exercise bursts. Stress is physical. Cortisol and adrenaline get your muscles ready for action that never comes, leaving tension in your shoulders, neck, and jaw. After you breathe, stand up and stretch for 2 minutes. Or better yet, take a brisk 5-minute walk. Physical activity helps metabolize stress hormones and breaks the pattern of physical tension. Booster habit 3. The 2-minute end-of-day journal. Before you shut down your computer, take 2 minutes with a notebook. Write down, what was the most stressful moment today and how did I handle it? This isn't about dwelling on the negative. It's a technique that trains your brain to process and reframe stressors, building your mental resilience over time. By combining the core 5-minute habit with these 2-minute boosters, you're not just fighting stress. You're building an entire ecosystem of resilience. You don't need to change your job or wait for a vacation to find relief from work stress. You have a powerful, built-in neurological switch that you can access at any time, in any place. That switch is your breath. The 5-minute habit of 4 to 7-8 breathing isn't just a relaxation trick, it's practical self-mastery. It's you, consciously taking back control from your body's automatic and often overzealous alarm system. Work will always have pressures. Deadlines will always exist. But the suffering that comes from your reaction to that pressure is optional. You are not at the mercy of your stress response. You are its conductor. You have the power to calm your heart, clear your mind, and regain control in just 5 minutes. So here is my challenge to you. Don't just take my word for it. The next time you feel that familiar wave of stress rising, that pounding heart, that racing mind, don't just try to power through it. Stop. Give yourself the gift of 5 minutes. Find a chair, sit down, and do 4 cycles of this breath. Then, come back and share your experience in the comments. I genuinely want to hear how it worked for you. What did you feel? What changed? Your story could be the very thing that convinces someone else to try it and find the same relief. Thank you for watching. Now go take back your calm.